So this is my review of a Ted Corey eBay Kydex holster. First thing we're going to do is safety check the M&P 9mm Shield, which, as you can see, is clear of any and all ammo, as is the magazine. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, as anyone like myself who has about a decade of carrying a firearm every day for work and on the off time, we're constantly searching for a good holster. And I don't think that search ever ends. About 2 or 3 years ago, when Kydex really became popular, I tried one other holster I bought off eBay. And I won't go too much into that or the seller, but the quality, the fit and finish was very bad. That was actually for an M&P 45, and the gun just didn't really fit very well. They almost formed it too well, and once you locked that gun in there, there wasn't any retention adjustment, and you had a hard time getting that gun out, so I promptly got rid of that. And that's when I picked up this Blade Tech clipped for my M&P. Now, as you can see, this Blade Tech is made from, I wouldn't even say Kydex. They don't advertise it as Kydex. They advertise it as a injection molded polymer. And as you can see, it's almost a printed holster, and then a similar technique that's done with metalworking, glass working. They kind of cut the seam so they can fold it into the shape that you want. And I'll kind of explain why there are bad things associated with that. It just doesn't really fit the gun that well. Again, this is the clipped from Blade Tech, and while it is a good holster, it has its issues. It advertises an appendix carry holster, so it has a zero cant, and it's non-adjustable. Although the clip does come off, but you'd think that they might sell other clips that have cants, but they don't. They only make replacement straight drop ones. So again, this is my Shield in 9mm, which I safety checked prior, and this actually has a Pierce grip extension. So, I mean, it fits in well, and there is, an audible kind of lock when you get that holster in, but it's temperamental. If you don't reholster it just right, it kind of sticks in or doesn't want to go in. And I carried it for a while. I'm not really sold on appendix. Again, I started carrying appendix probably 8 years ago, before appendix was cool, and tried a couple different Galco, a couple different holsters, leather holsters and everything for appendix. And then I came across this maybe a few years ago, but I wasn't really satisfied. I'll show you another reason why. The two belts I kind of use are, right now I have a 511 reinforced leather belt that's 1.5 inches, and then this is actually my favorite belt, and I'll go into this belt a little bit later, but this is actually it's called a Garrison belt. Cops, you know exactly what this is. This basically goes under the duty belt, and then you attach your duty belt on top of this with keepers. And this is actually a Safariland, but a bunch of different companies make it. It's a stitched, reinforced, double thickness leather belt. I use this belt a lot. So one of the issues I have, this is advertised as a 1.5 inch clip on this Blade Tech, but even on this 511 belt, you really have to snap it down to get it on there. Or you'd have to take off your belt, which I don't want to do all the time. But then when I go to this double thickness belt, the Garrison belt, which is also 1.5 inches, I can't even get, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I can't even get this on, nor can you actually weave it through. It just doesn't have enough space to actually, maybe if I really tried, but I don't want to screw my belt up. So that's some issues I have with this. I don't want to get just a belt specifically for this. And then I also like to carry, I prefer, a 3:30 or a 4 o'clock. So that's why I was kind of looking for something with a cant. And that brings me to the Ted Corey holster, which I'll go through in a second. I researched things to death, so I didn't want to wait months and months and months and months for some of the other companies' holsters, which, I'm not going to say anything bad about those, but again, I'm impatient. I don't want to wait months for a holster. So one of the holster company or manufacturers I kept coming across on eBay was Mr. Ted Carini. And again, his username is Ted Corey, Ted underscore Corey. He is a holster manufacturer and has a store on eBay. So there are only 2 videos right now that I saw on YouTube highlighting features of his holsters. So I wanted to buy one, check it out, and then make my own review. I picked this holster up for $38 to my door. Actually, he has buy it now, and then he also has auction. He has some holsters in stock right now that, for specific guns that you can just buy it now. Then he also has auctions. So this started off as, a $29 auction, and I got in a bidding war and was able to win it for $35, a couple dollars shipping. Got to my house in 2 or 3 days. So I think it's a really good deal for $38 and a 3-day wait time. If you want to get a custom holster from him, I spoke to him today. Right now his lead time is 10 days from time of purchase or order to time of shipment, which is really good. I mean, he's sold, I believe, over 300 holsters right now. And I think the demand for his holsters are going to go up. Hopefully the price is not. But right now he offers for, I'll let you guys go and check out which firearms he makes holsters for. But some he offers with lasers, and I don't know if lights yet, but I know he's going to expand his store once the the demand for certain holsters increases. So right now, he makes all his holsters out of .08 thickness Kydex, which in my opinion is good. Might be a little thick. I've seen some .06 Kydex holsters that seemed pretty sturdy to me, but I don't have any issues. I mean, this is durable. This is going to last forever unless I'm an idiot and break it. But it comes with a 1.5-inch belt clip, which he even advertises where he gets them from, multiholster.com. So, and it's replaceable. It's not any special kind of security screws or anything. It's just a regular flathead screw. So if you ever break this or want to get another one, you can just go to that website and get the same one. And I love this clip. I've had no issues getting it on my Garrison belt or any other belts for that matter. It's a good clip. I think a lot of custom Kydex holster guys use this clip. So before I run out of time, let's get to the features of it. I ordered it. This is again for my M&P Shield 9mm, but it fits the 40 as well. I ordered it with a 12-degree cant for being worn at about the 3:30 or 4 o'clock position. This is in black. He also offers it in flat dark earth, pink, olive drab. Yeah. So one of the main questions I had for him right off the bat was, my M&P Shield has a safety, which I hate and I never use. Now he molds, when he has his mold gun, he molds it with a block in place. I don't know how well you can see it. So you can either have the safety in the on position or the off position. This holster will not engage the safety when you holster it, which is a feature I had to have. So as you can hear, it's a nice audible click when you holster it. Fit is really, really good. I mean, finish is really good as well. The body shield is formed just perfectly with the edges of the firearm. Some shots of the trigger guard. I mean, he smooths these edges. He does everything. I mean, the attention to detail is incredible, especially for a $30 holster. So there's nothing that's going to cut you. There's nothing that's going to snag on your clothing or anything. He does a really good job, takes pride in his work. And again, I just can't emphasize enough, for a $30 holster, it's fantastic. So this is a pretty tight-fitting shirt, as you can see. I'm about 6 foot 180, just to give you a gauge. And I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit of printing going on. Just again, I wouldn't normally wear a shirt like this. You know, this isn't a video on what you should wear when you conceal carry, but as you can see, the holster, wear it at about the 3:30, 4 o'clock position. And while it does ride low, it does allow for a full combat grip when you get your hand on that gun. You know, reholstering is easy. Again, you get that nice audible click. So if you were to draw from concealment and then have to reholster one-handed, you know that gun's in there. So again, this is a Ted Corey Kydex eBay $30 fantastic holster. I think, as one other reviewer said, may rival the quality of some other manufacturers I won't name, but definitely worth it. I think this is one of the holsters that I'm going to buy one for pretty much every firearm that I have, every pistol that I have. This one has a single retention screw. Some of the models for larger firearms, full-size M&Ps, Glock 17s, 19s, stuff like that, some do have double retention screws, but this one you really only need one for a gun the size of the shield. Go down my notes that I wrote, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send me a message, or you can ask Mr. Ted Carini, Ted_Corey on eBay. Hope you guys enjoy the review. I hope it was helpful. Stay safe. One more quick thing I wanted to talk about. Another important quality for a holster to me is, can you holster the firearm with the slide lock back for range purposes or what have you? And yes, with the Ted Corey eBay holster, you can holster the firearm with the slide lock back. Again, thanks guys for watching. Stay safe.